Hi, welcome to Day by Day in AI. Today we're going to talk about something called Chat GPTs. Now we all know what's Chat GPTs, which is launched a couple of years back. We all use it. It's changed the way we work today. Now, why was Chat GPTs introduced and what are Chat GPTs? Now, a standard Chat GPT is accessible to everyone. It's very generic, has the same data, right? Now, there was a lot of demand from companies and individuals, developers to have a custom GPTs, meaning a GPTs which is very specific to a need. For example, a company knowledge base. Now, this is very specific to the company knowledge base, and when people ask questions to it, it comes from the same knowledge base. Or it could be a training module. ChatGPT trained on that. So ChatGPT listen to you, or OpenAI listen to it, and then they introduce something called custom GPTs. Now that's not new. It's been introduced for 3-4 weeks now. I've been playing around with different options. All right, so let's start with company chatbot. I like to call it company chatbot because what we're going to do in this particular presentation is we're going to take a company's handbook, an employee handbook, upload it to the chat GPT and ask ChatGPT or customize ChatGPT to answer from that knowledge base. Now, how does this help? Is any company who wants their own knowledge base and they want the employees to reach out to the knowledge base, then the HR on the basic questions like, uh, how does a compensation leave works for me? How do I apply for a benefit? How do I apply for a claim? What is company policy on remote work? What's company policy on different things? Now, these are very generic questions, right? These are all in the employee handbook. Now, nobody goes and reads a handbook. They basically would want to go and ask an HR because handbooks are sometimes not updated or they're not sure it's correct or no. Now, you can build this pretty simple. I mean, I can do it in 10 minutes. You can probably do it in 10 minutes and it's up and running. It's smarter, it's intelligent, it gives you answers. All right. So let's build that today. And you can always make an advanced version of that. So let's start from the basic and see how it happens. All right. So let's start with that. So first, very important point, Chat GPT or custom GPTs are only available in the plus version. It's not available in the free version. All right. Now you can come and explore. It shows you your GPTs. I created a bunch of them. It also shows made by OpenAI, and eventually it's going to show the important ones. All right. So let's go. It's very simple. Create a new GPT. All right. It says beta. All right. Now, first option is it asks what you would want to do it. What do you want it to make it? To save erase time, I just created a content. I'm saying this. All right. Let me explain you what I'm saying. I'm saying you are a company board specializes in chatbot, assisting and navigating and understanding company policies, SOPs, and other documents. Its role is to provide quick, accurate answers to the questions related to these documents. So we're asking it to answer the questions from the given documents. Okay, and what you're trying to do, you're trying to make it easy for employees to find information they need. Right? We also tell us to avoid giving advice or interpreting that could be constructed as legal concern. Right? It should stick to the content from the upload documents and provide direct, clear answers. All right, and it should ask clarifications when the query is vague. All right, and we tell it has its answers should be relevant and maintain a professionalism. And then finally, we say should be concise and to the point. Right. So that's the instruction we give it to them. So this is a system instruction. So now this GPT would follow this instructions. All right. So what it's trying to do is it's trying to build a GPT based on the information that we give it to them. Probably next question is going to ask us is to give it a name, to upload a picture, and then we can start configuring it, building it. So right now what you're doing is we're just creating a chat GPT, right? So it's build it. It's giving a suggestion of the name of company bot. We can keep it, or we want to call something, we could call it, I prefer to call it HR bot, for example, right? And done. So we give in our preferences, right? So it says, all right, great, that's it. Now it's going to create a profile picture. So now, because it's connected to Tally tree, it generates a picture for you. Now you could use that picture, or we could upload our own picture, right? So now that's the multi-module capability it's trying to explain. it can do video photo, right? So it's given a photo. So let's say we're okay with that. We just say we're fine with it, right? Or we can upload one. Now you can also go into configuration, right? Now here what's going to happen is your instructions are here. These are the few questions that they're giving us, right? Now the important thing in this scenario is we want to give it a document from where we want it to answer. So what I've done is I've downloaded a company document. So I would just do an employee handbook. So this is a company employee handbook. So it could be your handbook, could be your SOPs, could be your company policy. So you can add multiple documents, right? And then you could also have questions, basic questions that you think your employees would ask. All right. So I've done some basic questions. So like say, can you explain me a remote work policy, for example, with the gig working people and all, we need to have that question. All right. Let's have that. All right. And now we could actually save this. Now you can do only yourself or you could have a link for others. All right. Now we can also straight away test it. So let's say I want to say, can you explain me the remote working policy? So it's going to go back and look in the document. So now this is where the differentiation is. It's not looking into the World Wide Web or its knowledge base. It's looking at your particular thing. So it says, what's the definition and eligibility? So if it says, if you're an office-based employee, you can work remotely for maximum of 2 consecutive weeks in a year, right? Now that's the company policy. And this is very specific to yours, all right? I can ask how many annual leave do we have? Right, so I could ask about that. I could ask about training and development. I can ask a lot of questions based on what it can do, right? So now it's going to go back to the database, look at the database and update you on the answers. Now we can always go back, upload more better documents, give it more information so that it answer getting better by the time. So now, so this is what it says. According to employee handbook, all right, it's not saying according to them. It says accrual leaves, accrual increase, usage, everything on that stuff. All right. Now we can also ask the chatbot what can it do for us. All right. So because once it's open to the employees, they can ask any questions, right? So we can always see what they'll give for that. All right. Let's ask. And I'll try that. What all information can you provide? So as a job, I can provide detailed information from the employee handbook, which includes wide range of company policies and all that stuff, right? So this is basically the simplest way to use the chat GPTs, right, as a knowledge base. Now I could create this as a training chatbot where we could give it the training information and we can train people. It could be anything, all right? You can always go back, edit, and you can configure and you can upload more documents and do that. So that's the most simplest use case of a chat GPTs. I hope it helps. I hope you try. And there's always advanced of that. So it's just very start. It's still in beta. If you go back here and you see, it says beta. So all these chat GPTs are still in beta. So this is where you start, but I'm sure this is going to go advanced and increase amazingly good. All right. One thing to note, when you create a link and send it to anybody, you share a link or you made it public, the link can be only used by a ChatGPT Plus user. That means whenever you made this custom GPTs, it's not accessible for free for non Plus users. So that's a little tricky part right now. I think that will change because this is in a beta version. Till then, that's a limitation. But if you're interested to create something for your company, there's something called Assisted APIs created by OpenAI. We can help you building that. We can analyze where your challenges are and we can build that which can be used by all your employees without being a Plus user. All right. Otherwise, please have fun. Take care.